All right, this is VR example number 8. This is actually from a solve that I did like a couple of weeks ago. That was the recording of this video. And this is actually, I'm not sure where. Okay, whatever. It's a recent solve. And this features a DR break-in sequence. And also features LR2 because I did these 4 moves on normal and then I switched it. And I did the rest of the solution on the inverse, but it ends in R2. So there's like this LR2. And we'll see that, like, so remember that I said that you should simplify this. Well, actually, this is not necessary. If you have a specific in this form, this is completely fine. So I'll just proceed by executing the skeleton. This is the R on RL, by the way. Okay, we have VR skip, so the goal number is 0. So according to my conventions, this is minus. Let me actually first do this. And we'll see how to deal with this. So this is plus. Okay, what about this thing? This is FB d to FB prime. So if I do, let's do the inverse, which is actually itself. So you notice how it doesn't really affect the slice at all. So this is basically like a sequence which we can completely ignore. You can also think of this as being F wide. So F wide and then L2 F prime F wide prime. So on the M slice it acts as F2 L2 F2, which is nothing because L2 doesn't affect the M slice. Right, so actually we can completely ignore this. Doesn't even matter for parity. So yeah, we just skip here and then, okay, like we actually don't care, but this would be plus and plus. All right, so VR is, so we have 0, so we have 2 VRs. So the goal number is 0. So we have 2 VRs, which is this one and this one. And let's check them both. So let's check this one first. L prime F2L F2L, but actually we have to insert an M2 here. Okay. And we actually get yeah, we got this bad boy here. We get an M2. So this is actually G minus. Right. So remember, when you have an LR2, if this is not the edge of the segment, so normally you wouldn't widen this. You actually widen the R2 instead of the L. So basically, you choose between widening the L and the R2, depending on what the VR is. So okay, obviously this is +1, like at most +1, because you can insert M2 at the end, and there is an L. So we just check. I mean, obviously this is not going to be L wide. This also works, but like that's +1. And obviously this is not good, so F2 D2. And actually we can insert an M2 here. Yeah, so right, yeah. So R2 D2 F2. That didn't work. Wait, let me get another cube. So let me just check whether the solution that I found. I think I made a mistake in backtracking or something. So basically, the solution I found is widening this R2. Then we have to widen this R2. Then we need to widen this L prime. L prime F2 L wide. Yeah, that solves it. So the final solution is R wide 2, D2, F2. So now we need to do L R wide 2, which is the same thing as L prime X2. FB D2 F prime B prime. D2 L wide prime F2 L prime F2 L wide. And just because I don't know. Let's also check, just for instructive value, let's just check the second VR as well. Obviously, we wouldn't need to do this because we already have +0. The second VR is widening this L, and this time we widen the L. And notice that wide L R2 is one move, really, because it cancels and makes a rotation. And then we widen this L prime and then this thing. So let's just check what we get. And then L. And we get, actually, this didn't actually end up affecting this at all. We also had the null VR, by the way. I'm not sure why I didn't check that first. Yeah, it turns out that doesn't affect anything, but yeah. And I mean, we need two of them, and this is F. So, although this is actually inserting an M2 here, actually is still +1 in this case. Right. Now we can also check that the do nothing VR, and actually we checked it because we already checked this. We know that this is actually U plus. So this is G here. Well, actually, we checked it with U plus by inserting M2 here. So basically here we check, okay, actually that works as well. So let me backtrack. So basically let's insert M2 here and here. And that's also a solution. So, I mean, we have multiple solutions. So this corresponds to, I guess it corresponds to not really affecting this at all, because this is actually an I sequence, so there's no reason to do that. So yeah, that's kind of a stupid example. Yeah, that's just me forgetting that we already were in VR, that I could have just checked this. Yeah, it turns out these are equivalent. And I guess I'll have a video explaining I and I and D sequence. Basically, notice how these two final solutions differ by just widening this, but there is an I sequence in the middle, so that's the same. I think that's it. Rambling.